Hello yogis. We are gonna look at just a little bit more of chair yoga. What the heck is chair yoga? Maybe you've heard of it, you're not quite sure, or maybe you've never heard of it and you're like, that's intriguing. Essentially, it is a yoga practice from a chair, using a chair. We're just gonna think about this as just one more tool, one more prop that we get to use. Why you would wanna do a chair yoga practice usually means that maybe there's a little bit more limited mobility. So can be just from age, can be we have a certain medical condition, maybe we're waiting for surgery on our hips or knees, you name it. Lots of reasons why maybe a more modified practice would be nice. This is a good, sometimes even stepping stone if you're like, you know what, I really want to get back to being comfortable getting up and down off of the floor. It's been a while since that was like an easy sort of path to move through. Using the chair practice as kind of a tool. I have a lot of students that quote unquote sometimes graduate from the chair to being comfortable to be down on the floor again, which is always really nice to see. So I'm going to just show you different versions of a twist. So just kind of all the different ways that you could use something that we will see in all the varieties of practice, from active practice to more passive ones, even within our chair. So if you're feeling really tight to more kind of active, deep versions, how you would use this. So we'll start seated. Some practices we could entirely be seated, others we can stand. So right now, just keeping it simple. We just kind of shimmy to the edge of our chair forwards. One thing before we dive in, I just want to note, we want to make sure that our chair is pretty steady, pretty fixed. This guy has a swivel to it, which if your balance is like, yeah, so-so, or you get sort of dizzy or anything like that, maybe try and choose a chair that's fixed. Definitely no wheels. We don't want wheels. We want to make sure we have a good base. So more sturdy and fixed, the better. So I'm going to come right to the edge-ish, just making sure that my back has lots of room. I want my core to be supporting me. I want to feel really strong here. My feet are kind of sitting about in line with my sit bones, and this just gives me like a good base. As I move, I kind of feel like I've got a good sort of grounding. And we're going to potentially come all the way forwards. We can use blocks. We can keep our hands on our legs. We're going to start really, really simply. No props at all other than our chair. So inhale up tall, lots of length. You want to make sure that your spine has space, and then twist. The exhale, squeeze it all out as you come over. So you can grab the leg, grab the chair, but light. We're doing it from our core. Just squeeze it out. Inhale, take up space. Get really tall again. Exhale over to the other side. Again, squeeze it out. Let those arms come down. And going for a few rounds of these, nice and tall, is a really good, gentle way to start out practice. Kind of gets that core warming, opens through the chest, starts to incorporate some muscles through the back, lots of good stuff happening. We can take this a little bit deeper still from a seated position, so our blocks would be a good tool. Inhale, I like to get really tall. Pushing into the feet, using my core as I come forwards. We want to make sure we're really, really strong in those legs. Hands down. And then we can take a twist from here. So right arm gets to stretch, open, try and squeeze those shoulder blades together behind you. Exhale, come down. You can even take a big juicy fold if you want. Other side, the inhale again is going to open, reach. Exhale, come back, take whatever sort of center version that you would want, and then you'd follow again that breath, that inhale, open. Go for like, I don't know, 5 rounds maybe on either side, just for a good balance if you're practicing at home. Another option, so coming up to standing, is we can use the seat of our chair as our tool for support here. So again, I'm just settling, feet underneath sit bones. I've got a good base. Lifting up through my core. I'm really strong in balance. We're gonna get tall. Exhale, we're gonna hinge at those hips. Our hands are gonna come down onto our chair for support. Okay, so we're kind of just like leaning here. We're making like a tabletop shape, if you will, similar to when the hands are on the blocks. And then same thing. Inhale, open. Try and keep those hips anchored. Exhale, bring it back down. Other side, inhaling, open. Exhaling, bringing it back down. And if you have, say, maybe grouchy shoulders, maybe we just take the twist like smaller. You know, maybe it's not the biggest, grandest twist today. Bring it back down. We just kind of work within what our body's asking. If going up here is too much, maybe on those rotators, stay before you get into an unhappy space. Okay, finding your version here. So lots of different ways for us to do the same thing. Within a chair, and in other practices. So hopefully that gives you kind of an idea of the potential of what we can do from a chair yoga practice. We can do an entire practice, strength building, stretching, you name it, all from a chair. There really is no limitations. So don't let that get in your mind like it's a different practice or you're going to be missing out on anything. I promise you, you will not. We can still sweat from the chair just as much as we could moving around on our mat. If you have any questions or you want to see demonstrations on anything else, drop it in the comments. I would love to make them for you. And can't wait to see you guys on the mat in person for our chair yoga series that's coming up here middle of September. See you soon.